Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the place you come to get, well, the real story behind your sources. And today, we're doing a deep dive into something that might seem, pretty straightforward at first glance. It's a beginner-level English lesson, specifically a conversation, a friendly one, set in a pet store. Now, I know what you might be thinking. A beginner lesson for a deep dive. But that's exactly why we're tackling it. Our mission today is to show why these simple-seeming interactions are actually packed with essential information. We're going to unpack how this dialogue is more than just practice. It's a shortcut, really, to getting the hang of basic communication for everyday stuff. Shows how much thought goes into effective learning design.
It's really quite clever, isn't it? People often miss how carefully these basic lessons are put together. And, this isn't just about learning English words. It's about seeing the strategy behind building confidence, making the language immediately useful. It's all geared towards empowering you, the listener, to handle common situations pretty easily. And often, it just boils down to nailing that core vocabulary and some direct questions.
Okay, so let's get into it. The source material, it lays out this really clear exchange. It's between Mia, who's the customer, and John, the pet store clerk. It's deliberately simple, very easy to follow. And that simplicity, that's not by chance. It's absolutely designed for learning efficiency.
Yeah, that design, that simplicity, it's crucial. If you think about how people acquire language, this kind of dialogue, it's prime, comprehensible input. It stretches your understanding just enough, but crucially, it doesn't overwhelm you. It's not throwing complex grammar at you right away. It's all about what you can use now, which kind of leads to the question, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What specific words, what vocabulary makes such a big difference early on?
Right, and that's where this lesson gets really interesting. The sources point to it, well, a very carefully chosen set of words, super useful ones. We're talking the obvious ones: puppy, kitten, goldfish, parrot, hamster, your basic pet store animals. But then, and this is the smart part, it immediately links them to the practical items, leash, cage, fish tank, bird food. It's not just listing words, it's grouping them by context.
Semantic chunking, right? Your brain links puppy and leash automatically.
Yeah.
Makes them easier to remember and use.
Exactly. That contextual grouping builds a working vocabulary incredibly fast. It's like the 80-20 rule for language learning almost. You master the key 20% of words that let you handle, say, 80% of a typical pet store chat. It gives you huge communicative power for relatively little initial effort. And then building right on that, you have what the source calls the power phrases. These are the questions and statements that, well, they just drive any shopping conversation, don't they? Things like, how much is this? Do you have? I would like to buy. And, can I see it? These aren't just phrases. They're like universal tools for interacting.
They really are universal. Think about the mental effort, the cognitive load when you're speaking a new language. These phrases, they're shortcuts. How much is this? Bang! Straight to the point about price. No ambiguity. Do you have? Instantly checks if something's available. I would like to buy. Signals your intention clearly. And, can I see it? Ask for permission to interact physically. They just streamline everything. Make it so much more efficient for you as the learner. Which one do you think is the most powerful starting point?
Oh, for me, how much is this? Hands down, it lets you jump right into a transaction. That's a massive confidence boost.
Yeah, makes sense.
But the cleverness here goes beyond just what they say. It's also how. The dialogue uses really short, easy sentences. And this is key, slow, very clear pronunciation.
Absolutely. That deliberate clarity, it's textbook good language teaching. It lowers the mental burden, lets you actually process each word without feeling, swamped. And that's not just for beginners. Clear communication is fundamental, always. That pacing gives you vital processing time, lets the new information actually sink in, helps you build that auditory recognition you need.
And this deep dive, it's not just about listening passively, right? It's designed for you to do something.
Yeah.
The sources mention that after the main dialogue, the material actually breaks down the phrases, explains when to use them, and it even gives specific pronunciation practice. Words like hamster and parrot, words that might have tricky sounds for some learners.
And that's where it clicks, isn't it? Where the learning becomes real. Knowledge is great, but it's only truly valuable when you understand it and can actually use it.
Exactly.
Drilling down on the sounds in hamster or parrot, it's not just about getting the word right. It's building the physical habits, the muscle memory in your mouth, and training your ear. It pushes you from just receiving information to actively participating. That's what makes it stick.
And the final step, the real application, is that short role-play practice the source talks about.
Yeah?
That's where you get to actually be Mia. You try out asking about the pets, asking the price, all in English, but in a safe practice setting.
Turns knowing into doing.
Yeah. Precisely. It makes that knowledge into a usable skill. So after looking closely at this simple pet store chat, what's the big picture? What does it all mean for you? Well, I think it's a great reminder that being well-informed or even skilled doesn't always come from tackling the most complex stuff first. Sometimes the real power lies in truly mastering the basics, the essential words for real life, the core phrases that open doors, and just the impact of speaking clearly and simply.
Yeah, we've really seen how an interaction that looks simple on the surface is actually, quite carefully engineered as a learning tool. It hands you the power right away to ask about puppies. Ask, how much is this? Say you want to buy something. Immediate practical use. But thinking beyond that, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? For your own learning journey, whatever field it's in, could mastering these small, fundamental conversations, these basic building blocks, could that be the secret key? The unexpected way to unlock much bigger, more complex discussions later on.
It's definitely food for thought. Keep exploring those simple interactions. Because often, that's exactly where the deepest insights and maybe the fastest routes to real skill are hiding.